if they look back over the last few months, they will certainly look at all their numbers in ODI and T20I cricket. And we sort of picked out some certain series and matchups and saw the run rate comparison. And if you have a look at that, I think that tells a huge story. Series by series, if you have a look at it, Sri Lanka run rate 6.06 versus opponent run rate 9.78. Now, these are significant differences, which they certainly will want to correct, and they don't have the software to do it yet in terms of personnel.
Look at the columns. Column 2 and column 4 tell a story straight away by themselves. What rate are you scoring at? What rate are the others scoring at? Look at the last column, which is something that England, West Indies, all the others have started doing well. Kieron Pollard said, I don't mind blocking 4 if I hit 2 sixes. Right, I've still got 12 in an over. Look at the number of sixes Sri Lanka have hit. Look at the number of sixes the opposition has hit. That is how T20, when you have full strength sides batting deep, is played. And Sri Lanka have just not been there. I mean, you could do the primary school approach and say, no, you're very good. Everyone gets a role in the school play. I'm the moth, you're the tree, I'm the insect, you're the flower, and everyone can be happy. Or you can look in the mirror and say, we weren't good enough. They won 1 game out of 14. The last time they got a 180 plus score was in the final of that, was in the Nidahasa Trophy, I think. Not the final, but in the Nidahasa Trophy. So that's how far back they've put up a good score. So what those numbers are telling you is that maybe there's a lot of potential, but in the last couple of years, that potential has not been seen. So we talked about why it's a great opportunity for India. Sri Lanka are going to look at this game and say, surely this game we have to win to turn our thing around. But I wonder if there's pressure on them saying, what if we don't win this either? Then what are people going to say? So I think there's a bit of pressure on Sri Lanka. They're the better organized side today, but those numbers are very, very grim.
Organization, is that a key word, Zaheer? Because obviously you have to live with the 11 you have. Whether you're India and the circumstances have brought you an 11, that's an opportunity. Sri Lanka have the 11 that they're presented with. Now, is it about taking the organization and saying someone like Karunaratne, I know we've said it before, but why is he batting that low down the order? If he's good enough, he should get more deliveries, period.
Absolutely. I think Harsha summed it up beautifully. I think it's important that, there is a part which is tactics. Tactics you can play around with, well, depending on the situation of the game. Like how you're saying, Karunaratne should have batted up the order, or, Hasranga is not coming good, so let's pull him down. See how the start is, all those kind of things go in terms of tactics, what bowlers to use where, how can we maximize the potential of the playing 11. But the another part is the playing 11 itself and the ability of players, what they can do, what they can't do. And I think, the Sri Lanka is falling short in that department for sure. In T20 games, it's so important to capitalize on that power play, which they did. They're kind of at par around there. But that middle phase and the back end of the innings, is that they're way far behind in the game, and that is something which they need to work on, and that is a reflection in those numbers as well, which we saw. The other teams are doing far better, and they need to figure out. So either you identify those players who have that ability and give them that long rope, or you get the players which are right now being part of the playing 11. To make them work really hard towards bettering those numbers again and again. Like, you have to go and see what the successful teams have been doing. And, successful teams have been working towards that. They are going to have good days and bad days, but there is a goal, there is a brand of cricket, there is a process which is being followed, which Sri Lankan team has to take notes and keep working towards that.
Sometimes, Gautam, we tag people and put them in slots. So Karunaratne, bowling all-rounder. So he can't bat at 6 because he's the bowling all-rounder. Hasaranga, all-rounder, so he has to bat at a certain slot. But those two might actually be better than the batsmen who've been picked as pure batsmen. That can happen sometimes too. For a long time, Ian Botham played at 6 for England, but he was better batsman than those who were batting above him. And so they moved him eventually to 5. So sometimes you can just say, sorry, he's an all-rounder, so he's got to bat there. I would say, if you think Karunaratne is among your top batsmen, send him at 4. If Hasaranga is better, send him at 5 and get the other guys who are playing as batsmen. Say, okay, you prove yourself because these two guys are that good.